Good evening, everybody.
Right. Am I on? Yes. She's not repeating herself. Anyway.
Good evening, everybody.
Right. Am I on? Yes.
Good evening, everybody. Oh, you know what? Hold on.
Am I on? Yes.
Good evening, everybody. Oh, you know what? Hold on.
Yes.
We're having a bit of technical difficulties. Sorry. All right, I guess I'm on. Sorry about the technical difficulties there, everybody. All right, good evening. This is Eddie Park, principal at Adobe Bluffs Elementary School. Welcome to the meet and greet of your new principal, Heejin Peterson. Want to welcome her with an open arm and a nice applause. So without further ado here, I want to introduce you to the new principal of Adobe Bluffs Elementary School, Heejin Peterson. Before, actually, one more person I wanted to introduce you who is online right now is Doug Johnson, Executive Director of Learning Support Services. He is joining us as well. There is Doug. Hi, Doug. How you doing? We can switch over, actually, Steve. There you go. All right. So Doug Johnson is here too. We want to give him a round of applause. Yay. He also is retiring this year. We want to thank him for his services for Poway Unified School District and also overseeing Adobe Bluffs Elementary School for 4 years or so. But he's been my mentor and our overseeing our school for the last 6 years since I came in 2015. So thank you, Doug, for all the great work you've done for our school and just supporting us from your heart. And thank you so much for that. And so now, here is Heejin Peterson. Yay! There you are.
Hi, there's a person who's saying they have no audio, but can you hear me, Eddie?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, someone said got it. All right, I am so happy to be here. Let's see, I am gonna share my screen for just a moment. And I don't know if Mr. Park follows a certain routine. You're gonna have to fill me in on that. Thank you, those of you who are chiming in right there. Okay. Let's see. Can you, let's see. Oh, I didn't even have to. Can you see my screen? Yep. Okay. So here is my story. Oops. That's me in the red outfit. And that's my mom. My mom was a music teacher and my dad was a math teacher. And I was born in Seoul, South Korea in 1973. And I immigrated to this beautiful country in 1977. And isn't this so cute? Doesn't this take you back, you know, when we used to take pictures this way? So I was always the shortest. Well, I was the second shortest. So I'm in the front row in that blue dress with the white tights. And I went to grade school in Paramount Unified School District from kindergarten through 12th grade. It's a pretty tough area. I'm gonna not lie there. It's, you know, borders on Compton and Long Beach and Linwood. But then I went to college at UCLA, and really there was no other choice for me because I followed my two older brothers. They both got their BA and BS at UCLA. And I think when you don't really know too much about colleges, even though, you know, you have great college counselors in high school, you just go do the one thing that you know. And I knew that my two older brothers went here and I was going to go there too. Then I did earned my master's at Chapman University. But here, it all started here in this picture where I started school as an EL student in kindergarten. I knew how to speak English. I just didn't speak very much, very shy. And this is my road here. I put this little Poway logo on the corner because I was a teacher in Los Angeles Unified School District. Then I moved to San Diego in 2007. Then I took on the hardest job ever. Those of you who don't know that this job, it's a stay-at-home mom, and it was brutal. Those of you who know that job well. And as a stay-at-home mom and having moved to San Diego, I needed to think about going back to work. And I introduced myself at El Cajon Valley High School because it was a high school that was near where I lived, and I hadn't had high school experience at that point. I did elementary school and I taught middle school, 4th through 8th grade. And so I actually wanted to, earn my administrative credentials. And I had a few projects where you had to, do studies on the data of the school. So I chose this school. I introduced myself and I said, could I just volunteer so I could complete an admin credential? And I became a consultant. Lo and behold, we're going to give you a job. What do you mean you want to volunteer? So that really led me on the road to school leadership. So I was a vice principal in Escondido, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And then I was a director of instruction at a TK through 8th grade charter school, Darnell. And then, as you could see, I love TK all the way through 12. And I have a really hard time I wished I was a TK through 12th grade school. Then I went to become an iAcademy coordinator before COVID, when the virtual learning, blended learning opportunities were really starting to explode. And I decided to do that at Steele Canyon High. And where I am at currently is Lakeside Union School District. And I'm a part ed services and part site administrator. And this is a picture of many different people in our district. Lakeside is a very small school district. For those of you who don't know, it's 6 elementary schools, 2 middle school, 1 alternative school, and then we have our own TK school. We put all the TKers on one campus. Kind of crazy. But I oversee 3 of those schools. And maybe a little tip to the parents here. I'm going to say, be careful when you volunteer with me, because a parent offered to do this cool distancing classroom photo to capture this particular school year, distancing but together. And so then I asked the parent, can you do that for our staff, our district staff? So then I got just district office members and our a dance teacher and our Mandarin teacher and our Spanish teacher and the business service and our superintendent. And there I am on the bottom here. We got them all together and we sat in these little boxes, and the parent made this great photo for us again and again and again, because then I asked another one with my custodian and my school nurse. So these are the 3 parts of my job. I oversee the Flex School. It's a TK through 8th grade school, and that is the flexible alternative school in Lakeside. I oversee the TK school, and that's up to 125 kids, just about 5 classes, 125 kids at Eucalyptus Hill School. Flex School being the same, up to about 125 kids. And then Winter Gardens, which is a part of Riverview. But I had the K through 1 trilingual immersion and 400 students on that campus. So together that made up my one role, the 400 students, the 125. So I was physically driving back and forth, and I still am right now. The last part I wanted to share was this is the first time I enrolled my own kids in my school and district for some health reasons. Both my kids have some severe allergies and asthma. And so it really pulled all the mom, teacher, and school leader into one, because I did pull my kids into, and there's my daughter and my son. My daughter's in the center. She's in the box with me. But once again, we did another promo where we were advertising that we just really worked arm in arm with parents. And I think all of these pieces have made me the person that I am today, really getting a full picture and understanding of education. And this year, there were a lot of dress-up days, because in Lakeside, we did the hybrid first, which was the 2 days a week. So, we did the 100th day of school one day, and then the next day, when the other kids were in school on campus, we did the 100th day again. And then the next day, my other school, the HomeFlex kids, were on campus, so we did the 100th day again. And I remember my superintendent visiting me, and he said, "Is it the 100th day again?" I said, "Yes, say it is, because these kids need their 100th day." So all of you who teach kinder and first grade or have a kinder and first grade know all these milestones we wanted to still celebrate. And we were dressing up every single day in one thing or another, trying to do it twice for each of the different days. So this is just a little picture. And also I always had to do, instead of school shirts, I always had to do the Lakeside shirts, because I didn't want any of my teachers to start saying, "Well, you like them more than us." And so I try to stay neutral, and I had a lot of district shirts that now I need to give away. And then this is my family last July 4th. Hopefully we'll have a different July 4th this year. But my husband, Frank, my daughter, Lana, and my son, Lloyd, and Lana and Lloyd are going into 6th and 8th grade. And my husband is a manager. He used to be an engineer, and now he's went into management. So we have a lot of jokes about what it takes to manage engineers. But he's on Zoom in the other room, so I won't go into that. And we would go into questions. Let's see, let me see. Should I read? Okay, I see some lovely comments on the side. I wanted to really keep it short and sweet. And Mr. Park, are you there? Should I answer questions, or what is your thoughts?
Yeah, wow, I got to know so much about you. My goodness. Those are awesome pictures, by the way. And when you put LUSD, I keep on getting mixed up with LAUSD.
Yeah.
There's a lot of commonality here. My goodness. Well, I see folks on here. Guys, feel free to ask questions. I'll try to look at some of the questions, and if I miss anything, I will collaborate here and ask Ms. Peterson.
Well, one of the things I will share with you when I left, because Mr. Park and I realized that we taught in LA Unified the exact same years. Of course, we never met. I mean, never knew of each other. But from 97 to 2007, and we just discovered this earlier this week, so it's always a small world. But when I was leaving LA Unified, and I had a team of teachers who were telling me, Poway is a place to go. When we go to conferences, the Poway teachers are always pumped and ready to rock, and just show up in every way for their families, students, for each other. And you know what? Mr. Park, it's taken me this long to get to Poway, and I moved to San Diego in 2007. So Better late than never.
Better late than never. And yes, 97 is when I started at LAUSD too. And that's when I heard about Poway as well. Something new right now. We also talked and found out that we were teaching at a school maybe about 3-4 miles away from one another, I think, in San Fernando Valley. That's where I taught, and where Miss Peterson also taught as well too. So it's incredible how our paths have crossed. And another interesting fact is that I came to San Diego in 2007. Miss Peterson, when did you come to San Diego?
2007.
There you have it, 2007. Interesting.
And what did your parents do in Korea, Mr. Park? What was their profession?
My parents were teachers.
Yeah.
My father was a chemistry teacher, while Miss Peterson's mom was a music teacher.
Yes, and Dad was a math teacher. It's
Right.
really a perfect balance of, the musical and the mathematical brain, both encouraging different parts. And so,
Interesting.
love it.
That's correct. And another interesting fact, I'm telling you, keep on moving along, which is I think Miss Peterson was telling me that her parents briefly attended the same church that my parents also attended back in Los Angeles. So it keeps on crossing paths. And now we're with Adobe Bluffs Elementary School. And Miss Peterson is super charged and super excited, super energized, and to, really growing the school, while I will have an opportunity to go to the district and be able to advocate for Adobe Bluffs Elementary School. And so I am super charged as well to partner up with Miss Peterson and all the parents here. And so super happy about it. And so congratulations, Miss Peterson, on your position at Adobe Bluffs Elementary School. It's a beautiful, wonderful community. And I can look at questions. Are there any questions?
Yeah.
Oh.
I love how someone said I was just waiting for the best spot. So yeah, I think I waited for the perfect spot. There was a question about how much experience I have with language immersion programs from your previous schools. So the Winter Gardens campus, our Riverview International campus, grew so big, and most of the schools in Lakeside are quite small, that we split into 2 different sites. And the smaller site that could accommodate up to 400 students is one of the parts that I oversee. So each year I have 200 kindergarten and 200 first grade immersion students. And then the bigger campus has a 2 through 5th grade campus with up to 600 students. The drawback of immersion is that, why, parents ask, why do you only have 600 at the 2nd through 5th grade school when you have 200 in each class in kinder and first grade? Do they leave? Do they not like it? And it's not that, but that we can't, take any brand new students into immersion, but kids do move, of course. And so, that's a little bit of a dilemma, and that's why our numbers start to decrease. And definitely these past 2 years, a lot of people were moving out of California, not just of Lakeside. So, but we have a really strong program because ours does go from TK. I have immersion at TK as well. And I have a lot of families come from all over the county saying that there's a lot of immersion programs out there, but none that start as early as TK, or very few. So I have TK immersion. I don't have Mandarin. I have 2 Spanish TK classes. And then I have 6, typically at Winter Gardens, I have 6 Spanish immersion and 2 Mandarin immersion. And then even the Mandarin, we do a trilingual academy. So, but we've really worked hard to take it all the way up through 12th grade. And I'm excited to be a part of what Poway is going to do to take it all the way up to 12th grade as well.
Well, yes, if I may interject, obviously, our immersion program is a practice that we do. We are carrying on the tradition of so many multiple grade programs at Adobe Bluffs. And I know there's a lot of immersion parents here too. And you guys know that we have a parallel program that we have, FLES program and other program and just signature practice that's been at school for more than 10 years, like the ability awareness program that we have. Oh, Mr. Kai Luciani joined us. He actually made a comment. He's correct. We have the Authors Fair, the ability awareness. There's so many programs at Adobe Bluffs. So Immersion is one of the great programs that we have at Adobe Bluffs. And for Immersion parents, and I'm sure just for the sake of time, there will be a separate meeting, hopefully, to address your situation for next year. But I will be at the district office as the Director of Global Languages and Innovation. And so middle school and high school, you guys do not have to worry. The pathway will be created. We already know what those schools are, and I've already said this multiple times, which is Black Mountain Middle School, where we have a Mandarin program in session, and Mr. Corso is ready to implement the next step up, as well as the high school is Westview High School. And so all these programs right now, we are going to make sure we advocate for Adobe Bluffs Elementary School. But we do want to let you know that we want the Blue Ribbon School, not for the immersion program, but for our character program and the multiple program I just talked about. And so, again, we are a very diverse school, and Ms. Peterson was chosen to lead Adobe Bluffs because she has the heart, the desire, and the know-how to carry this on and even expand and elevate. So that's where we're at right now. Thank you. Let's see. And the movie festival year. Okay, yeah, you got it.
And I almost like that 3-part job, even though one campus had it, I treated it like it was almost the one school in Lakeside. Because we're so small, we feel like every school is connected to us. So, we did a lot of enrichment, which is more like the exploratory and the FLUS for parents who wanted it, but everything is supporting one another, not taking away. I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in dividing resources, but really it's sharing resources. And I think I was really, I'm going to toot my own horn, but I was masterful at that. And that's why I had the responsibility of doing the 3 different sites, because it wasn't, trying to provide clarity and really build community has been my priority. Because I sit in, and I know it's not going to be like this in Poway, right, Mr. Park? But I sit in principals meeting, and do I have clarity on the direction that we're going? And am I providing clarity for my teachers and team and community? And really, it's about sharing everything, the brilliance that we have with one another, and not taking away from. So, that's just the beauty of education. And I know trust, it takes a while. It doesn't happen overnight, but really, I need to get into the classrooms. I could look at the data all I want, but that's just data. I mean, it's an important piece, but I need to get into our classrooms and get to talk to our teachers. And I did meet our teachers, amazing, amazing people. And gosh, I'm so lucky. And I'm so lucky to have this group supporting me in my journey. So I thank you for all you parents out there. Gosh, I know. This has been a tough year. Thank you.
Yes. Any more? Oh, just a second. Sorry. All right, Doug Johnson is in here. Doug Johnson. Oh, you're back. Hi, Doug.
I'm back. I've been listening. Very, very impressive, Mrs. Peterson. What a fantastic addition to our district. Wonderful background. That I can see why you were selected to be the next leader of Adobe Bluffs. So yeah, thank you for coming to our district. Very great.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to also wanted to announce to all of you guys that Mr. Doug Johnson, who has been again so instrumental in supporting our school, is retiring. And so any anything you want to say to our community, Doug?
Oh, you
You
know,
alone?
I've had the pleasure to know a number of principals of Adobe Bluffs. Cindy DeClerc, Diane Cantelli, who started Adobe Bluffs, Mark Atkins, and then the incredible Eddie Park. And I just it's a wonderful school with, I mean, the small school with a big heart. Of course, that's what it's all about. There's no just passionate, caring individuals that love children and love to see them thrive and grow. And I can see that Mrs. Peterson is going to be just a phenomenal leader, one of many that have been at the site. So parents, you guys are in great stead. So yeah, really, just it's been delightful. I've had such a great time being with Mr. Park and supporting his work. And we will continue to have a strong association as I move into some endeavors outside of public education. But wonderful. Yeah.
All
Thank you,
right.
guys.
Thank you, Doug. Lauren Lemaster, our wonderful teacher, says, congratulations, Doug, on your retirement. We will miss you, it said.
Thanks, Lauren. Appreciate it. I will miss you as well.
All right. Back to Miss Peterson. There you are.
So, you know, the parent community, boy, the word does travel fast. So, you know, I had one of my parents reach out to me immediately and said her sister-in-law contacted her. And so if you're out there and said, you know, your principal has been announced as my kid's new principal. So you always think, you know, it's no one knows. You know, Lakeside is relatively small. You think no one knows, everyone knows, you know, it happens overnight and everyone knows. So thank you, though, for this just warm welcome all the way around. And I can't wait to, I start officially. I think maybe that's important to know because some of you are trying to find different platforms to message me, and you're just not going to be able to do that really officially until July 1st. I believe that's sometime after then. That's when I will have a Poway email. So I don't really get on all the different platforms that some of you parents are on. So if you've been trying to message me through different social media, I really, I'm not on it. And, but I will have a email soon.
Right. The IT, yeah, the PUSD IT will make that a reality. It takes a while to transition. So you will, thank you for your patience, first of all. You will have an opportunity to connect with Ms. Peterson as soon as possible when she gets her email. I know how much you guys are excited to connect with her. Ms. Peterson, go ahead. Any other information you want to share with the community?
No, gosh. Let's see. Let me just scroll through, make sure we haven't missed anything. Is someone already scrolling through and making sure we haven't?
Yep, I'm looking at it too. Every
Okay.
majority of the messages are welcome, Ms. Peterson. Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Ms. Krumenecker says you were just waiting for a spot at the best school in PUSD, and she is correct.
That's it. I was waiting for the best spot. You know, and Mr. Park he loved this campus too much. He couldn't pull himself away. You know, I think I do want to share that, you know, I am a teacher at heart. I mean, that's why we go into this profession. I really didn't have any visions of becoming a school leader. I love my classroom. You know, your classroom of kids become your kids. People often confuse when you talk about your kids. You know, when a teacher is talking about their kids, if they're talking about their own children at home or their classroom kids, because they're all our kids. And it's actually, you know, you cry. I know a lot of the teachers here. You sat in your classroom crying at the end of the year because you can't believe you're giving your kids to someone else, even though you know that next teacher is amazing. And you know, this path, I mean, becoming a teacher changes your life upside down, the way you look at the world. You're never not a teacher. You're outside, right? In the lines buying something, and you want to start organizing the lines and have kids be safe. And it's so hard. I know you know it. Even in the summer, you try to take off your teacher hat, and it's really hard. It's on forever. So, and that's something that I'm proud. I don't say, well, I'm a school principal. I always say I'm a teacher, because that's what we all are. Every, person who came into this profession. And for me, it was after moving to San Diego in 2007. Though that was a tough year to decide to move and look for a new job. And so I just enjoyed my own kids and decided to teach my own 2 children for a little bit before I went back to work. And that's when just different doors opened up. But I just so admire the work. I mean, it is the hardest work. If we didn't learn anything from this past year, I think we would have learned that. Another thing that's close to my heart, I really want to honor the way my parents raised me by the way I raised my kids. And when I say my kids, it's my kids at home, but how I work in school. It's, you don't go into education for necessarily the paycheck, all of you know. And, my parents have both passed away, and I work really hard to now honor them, with the way I live my life. And gosh, being in education is the greatest blessing. I think it was the greatest reward for them to, my brother is an attorney and my other brother is an engineer, but it's like they were so proud of that. Their daughter was a teacher. So I wanted to share that with all of you.
What a special.
Very nice, Mrs. Peterson. Heartfelt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Much so. Oh my goodness. I am so excited that you're going to join Adobe Bluffs. And oh my goodness. What did you want to say, Doug? I'm sorry.
No, just so heartfelt and just exactly what we want to hear about, our profession. And that's why we do all go into this, to be teachers. And I think that even Mr. Park will figure out when he goes to the district office, he's still a teacher. That doesn't change you.
You got that right. Well,
Yeah.
what I'm gonna miss most is playing Foursquare, playing basketball with the kids. That's what I'm gonna miss. But I am gonna try to sneak in there and play.
Yes, you have to, Eddie. You have to.
Definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
I guess we can conclude, huh? What do you guys think? All right. I know there's going to be many, many more occasion for you guys all to meet Principal Peterson in person very soon. So wait for the back to school picnic and all that great stuff that the foundation and the PTA are going to be hosting. By the way, all of you guys who are on here right now, don't forget to join the foundation and the PTA, folks, to support the school, support Miss Peterson. And right now, before we go, I do want to thank Mr. Steve Segafas, who is on the control booth right now. Take a look at the Coffee Talk logo. There will be a new name on that logo, and so I'm so excited to look at that. So you know what? I'm going to give the last word to Miss Peterson. Take it away, Miss Peterson.
I am so excited. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and I can't wait to meet you face to face. That's going to be really special. Thank you, everyone.
Have a great evening, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Have a great evening.
Take it away, Steve.